Hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
You look
It's so
great.
good to see you.
Yeah, feels good to
Thank
be here, man.
you. I'm exhausted. How are you doing this morning?
Both the same, man. Yeah, both the same. I'm pretty exhausted myself. It's been nonstop construction over here. I had to get up early this
Right.
morning because I had to go pick up drywall for the drywall guy, and he's coming in. He should be here in like an hour. Well, he's one of those contractors that's like, yeah, I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and gets there at 1 in the afternoon. He's one
Right.
one of those contractors. I always say, as an ex-contractor, 70% of contractors give 100% of contractors a bad name, and it's like, fuck,
The time management shit
yeah,
right
just
there.
non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-existent.
Because how do you plan anything around it?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't plan nothing.
But especially as a work from home guy, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Good, good. A little tuckered. I mean, it's going to get better here once I
Start
have
smoking.
my morning hoot, but I
Yeah.
was saving it.
Right. Me too.
And yeah, good. Very busy week.
Good.
Very busy week. There's some neat things. We were chatting about that sleeping thing. There's
Yeah.
just been a lot of chatter about that lately, and me and my wife have been chatting about it a bit too. So I thought we could talk about that this morning.
It's a good idea. Cannabis and
All
sleep.
that fun.
It's
Yeah,
funny how
yeah,
they, they
right.
they can often go hand in hand. What are you
Yeah.
smoking? What are you smoking on this morning?
What is in the bowl is the oh geez, get it out of your mouth, Christopher. This is actually no, yeah, this is some of that tester from the houseplant stuff we were talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The house blend. Nice.
Yeah, so this is some of the tester stuff taken out of there that I'd left over. And then in case I go through it, I brought a mystery bag of
Oh,
something that looks really good, but it was sealed in a blister pack. Don't
oh.
know what it is.
I like mystery bags.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, cheers to that. Good morning, Grow. Mo Partek. Chris Mo is here. Cannabis Kev. Good morning. Corey Newhoff. Good morning. Speedy Burst. Good morning. Good to see all of you. Thank you guys for joining in this morning. I'm smoking on some Kush Mints. It's actually got.
Oh, I've got some mints in the drawer as well too.
I'm actually getting some mint vibes off of this, which is kind of surprising. I didn't actually think I'd get any minty terps. So yeah, slight mint.
Right.
Oh yeah, great way to start the morning, right there. Eh? Yeah, for me, I'm actually a lot different when it comes to using weed to manage sleep. If I want to get a good night's sleep, I just get hella baked throughout the day. Um, I find if I like smoke
Like earlier in the day, not
much earlier, yeah,
close to bedtime.
no. If I consume closer to bedtime, man, I'll be awake. Like I it wakes
Right.
me up. It's like taking like a bunch of caffeine right before you go to sleep. It's just like, oh, I'm jittery, my mind's racing.
Really chatty. Yeah, yeah. My wife calls it my zoomies. When
Zoomies.
yeah, like the dogs get all overexcited. It's I do the same thing, and then I'm like laughing in bed, and I can't. But then I'll like inevitably be just like pass right out. But a lot of the see, like that's probably a better method, anyways, because a lot of the conversation around this is the fact that it has similar effects to alcohol with sleep, and that's its effect on REM sleep. And alcohol has been known as like people with drinking problems or whatever, or a nightcap is known as something to help relax your body and allow you to fall asleep. And cannabis does have that same effect. We pass out easy if you get high before bed. And I am come home and last night from work, I got home shit closer to midnight, and then me and my wife smoked an infused pre roll, and then went immediately to bed. So it was,
Your wife doesn't smoke weed.
like who her? I've never. And it's weird to have that. Like I'm so used to that, but I know it's affecting how the quality of sleep I'm getting. Right, like my time in REM sleep is being affected by this. I'm passing out, because I do have a hard time with that, and it's assisting me in at least getting to sleep. But it's the evidence is coming out more and more, and it really relates to a lot of how my sleep functions in terms of like, even if I'm getting out 8 hours, dozy am I? Probably pretty dozy. And it's still that still happens, and it's especially off of the nights when I'm like smoking in a close proximity to bedtime. But like, do you find that same once you've had that removal of a handful of hours before you actually go to bed? Does it still affect you that way in the morning, or do you find that you're getting much more restful sleep?
No, if I kind of have a rule when I'm streaming is like towards the last 45 minutes to an hour of the night, I won't consume. Because it's like the most weed that I do consume is between 9 and midnight. Like that 3 hour period, because that's when I start streaming. And when we start streaming, the
Right.
weed starts flowing. And it's like I'll have a few hoots, even 9, 10, 11. But after 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30, I don't smoke anymore. Because yeah, it starts to lift me up too much. Perks things up. Whereas yeah, if I
Yeah.
if I smoke a whole bunch and then let burnout take over, that's where it's like, yeah, I'll just hit the bed after streaming for 4, 5, 6 hours, head still going. It's like shut the lights off and just boom, pass right out.
Yeah.
And so
That's like really listening to your body.
yeah, exactly.
You
Yep,
know.
yep. Utilizing burnout, I really think you can use it too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I think that's the thing I'll push through too often. And then I'm like, I'll just smoke a little more and perk myself up, right? And like it's gonna be and then you push through and now you've got to like re-go through that process again and that takes time. And then now I'm doing that in bed instead of being burnt out already and just going and passing out.
Yeah,
Just
sometimes
let yourself fall asleep.
sometimes you just got to take a fucking nap. Like instead of smoking more weed, like it's like I'm falling asleep. It's like 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night, falling asleep, and it's just like I just need another hoot and falling asleep. And it's like no, maybe
Right.
just take a 20-minute nap, and I think it
Yeah.
might do you a little bit better. Because that's how I feel. Because like,
Mm,
sometimes it's like take that 20 minutes, I'm powered up, ready to go. Got a whole night ahead of me. It's that dad nap, you know.
Yeah. Need that energy so you can play again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it is.
Just running around to do. It's kind of like it's such a weird and unfortunate thing though of having more like it's really neat getting this research and getting to understand this and getting to see this. I mean, we all have our anecdotal things. I've just finished saying that I live off of having to get high to go to sleep, but it's also I'm not going to argue with the fact that like every bit of research that comes out shows that like alcohol, it's affecting my quality of sleep. Find that it's getting me asleep. It's what's going on during there. And my rapid eye movement basically stops because I'm stoned as shit. So that's where I gain all my energy. And now I'm knowing that's not there. I'm like, damn it, I have to make proper decisions here and start being
Right.
responsible.
And sleeping for the right amount of time too. Like I log barely any sleep. Between I go to bed typically 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm up by 7:30. So it's that those quality of like according to my watch, anyways, however accurate that is, if I'm lucky,
Right.
it's 30 to 45 minutes of REM, and I'm pretty sure you need between 2 and 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And those are I mean, I think I'm getting more overall sleep than you are, but my REM sleep is also very similar numbers
Right,
in
right.
total with
So
that,
in
right? And
reality,
it's
you're
just
not
like,
even sleeping. You're just lying in bed.
yeah, I'm just lying in bed.
You're not
And as a
getting
person that
work
doesn't
done,
like,
bro.
I was just gonna say, as a person that doesn't like being effective,
Yeah.
I'm being lazy and
I'm
going to
wasting
bed.
time.
What's the point? Yeah, I'm functioning still off of very little. I might as well keep this going and just like condense it.
They
I'll sleep
did.
for 3 hours, get the same half hour of REM sleep.
I read a study that suggested that the less sleep we get, the more prone to cancer we are. Apparently, while you're
Yeah,
asleep, your body develops cancer-fighting cells that takes care of that. So if you don't sleep, your body doesn't develop those cells, and you're kind of up creek, I guess is the best way to put it. I didn't know that. Didn't
yeah.
know.
There's a bunch of that. There's I think the researcher's name was like Bellatelli. is an Italian sleep researcher, and I listened to this podcast talking about all the stuff with sleep and its importance and like the cancer cell development. It's just like it is easily one of the controllables that we have as people, the largest effect thing that we can have on mental and physical health. The physical health stuff is the really scary stuff. You expect to be tired and be sad or something, right? Like it
Such as life.
should affect, right? Like it, but why would I get cancer from it? Why would I have all these other things? And that's
Right.
why I was like, "Ugh," I keep getting inundated with this stuff with cannabis research and sleep, and I'm like, fuck, I need to make a good decision here.
Right. Right. It's time for me to act accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take the steps.
Yeah.
Is there any like peeking in that with the chat?
I'm not sure if chat. Yeah. You guys relate? Do you guys find, do you smoke more before bed or do you smoke less before bed? Like same for me for when it comes to my appetite. Like when I smoke, I lose, like it suppresses my hunger. I don't get the munchies. It's got to be like hours later. And then all of a sudden, it's like the same as sleep. It's like if I eat right away, I can't sleep. If I eat right away, I can't eat. I gotta let period of time go by, and then, I'll feel like I'm hungry again.
See, yeah, like I'm complete opposite on that. I don't eat unless I smoke. Like to the point of I think it's just a tick now. It used to be more about like helping with stomach acid and such, but as I've managed those things and they're not an issue anymore, now I'm just like now it's just my ability to create an appetite now.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna taste better if I get high. I think it's a combination of those two. It's not always just creating an appetite. Sometimes I think it's the other side of it, but it ends up coming together anyway.
They work together. It's symbiotic.
They work together. Yeah. I never want to eat unless I've smoked. I just have no interest most of the time. I'll be like working through a meal and I haven't had a hoot yet. And I'm like, man, I'm struggling with this.
Right.
I'll get up, go take a hoot, come back. I'm like, that's
starving.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then it kicks in. You're like, oh, there it is.
Cannabis Kev says, I miss the days of first smoking and getting the giggles and the munchies. Corey, yep, I don't get hungry when I smoke. Same. Ashley, I love munchies. Munchies are bad. I find my general mood while smoking late night governs the overall impact. Crash or Zoom? Yeah. Yep. Often find too if I try to get high and then go to sleep, I can often wake up groggy, whichever the word. Yeah. And then I call it a weed hangover, where it's I just feel like right. I'm slow, I'm lethargic, I'm just I feel like it's too high. Yeah, I felt like I got too high, and not necessarily too high, but the cannabinoids were just flowing through me when I went to bed, and they did something.
I think, right, it's just the same as if you drink a lot of booze before bed, and then you wake up still under the
drunk.
Influence.
Yeah,
yeah, right. And I think that especially if you're not having a real long sleep, you get super high before bed. Odds are you're just going to wake up in that state, and it's also a weird place to wake up because you're just trying to function, and you're like, hello world, and then you have to deal with the fact you're like, oh geez, still high, okay, I got this.
Yeah,
it's flexible.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just deal with as you get older. It's
you have another hoot.
Yeah, you just have another hoot, right? Yeah.
Take the edge off.
Yeah.
Here.
I smoke for everything, bro.
And no matter what, it's when we leave the house, Mrs. P always gives me a hard time because I save my hoot when we leave the house for the very last minute. I got to be high out of my tree no matter where I go. So it's okay, everybody's ready to go. I'll be like, okay, 1 minute. And I run downstairs and I just, woo. And she's like, do you have to wait? Yeah, because if I do it first, I got to stand here high out of my tree just waiting for you guys. And it's just no, I want to get high and then go. Do my thing.
And that hoot is for not at the house.
That is a not house hoot. That is correct.
It's like a travel snack.
Yeah,
you're in the pantry right. And you go and you grab a couple things, you pop a couple snacks in your mouth, and then you take some more. for the walk back to the couch.
That's right.
Like, there's the ones that are there, and then ones for on the way.
That's right.
You,
It's like
you can't.
you're pouring a drink,
Story.
you drink some, you keep pouring, so that when you get back, you're not as thirsty as you were, so you still have a full glass. Yeah. That's how I am.
I'll do that. Or chug 3/4 of the glass and then down. And
Yes, and then fill it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to save
Those
yourself the trip.
those are called tactical hoots.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're used precisely, diligently. Yeah. Yep. Running out the door coughing. Yeah. And then my biggest issue is that I find that when I get in the truck, because I drive, like where I live in the middle of nowhere, you have to drive 20 minutes to get anywhere. By the time I'm 5 minutes in, I'm just dying of pasties. No water in the truck at all. I'm like, nah, what have I done? And I'm 20 minutes from anywhere. So it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is why G0 needs to sponsor me, because those things
Yeah.
live with me at all times if I have to go anywhere.
Right.
For that exact reason.
Yep.
Hydration.
Hydration is key. I used to call it a solvent. I don't know why, because it used to solve your pasties. So I was like, I just need a solvent. That was one of those things. A solvent. Yeah. That was actually one that Tyson and I used to say. That was one of our back in the day. Rest in peace. But yeah. And the thing is like him and I could make a bottle of Sprite last for hours, because all you would do is just take a lid. You're not drinking it because you're thirsty. You're drinking it to keep your mouth wet, and you just have a little
to
sip.
Keep your lips from not sticking to your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just fine. Yeah, it's a horrible feeling. Even when remember, you wake up in the morning and you're like, or it's worse because you wake up at like 3 a.m. and your lips are inside out. Yeah, your tongue is like stuck to the top of your mouth. It's just like, yeah, I hate that, man. And then of course you don't get up and grab water. You sleep through it, and so it doesn't get any better. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You get up at 7, 8 o'clock, and it's just like your mouth is like welded shut. It's just like, you get.
That's why you turn in to kiss your wife in the morning with that breath too.
Right.
Your mouth has been hanging open all night.
Yep.
Just mouth breathing.
It's like, and you go to put the first sip of water in it, and it's like hitting stone. It just falls out of your mouth almost, damn near. Fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't even
absorb. Yeah, it just like puddles on your tongue. Doesn't know what to do. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. What is this?
This is water. You like this stuff. Yeah, you like this stuff.
Yeah. What actually made out of it?
Yeah. Cheers, Rilla. Does Winnipeg put on any good cannabis events?
I guess depends on definition.
Like
for instance, there was a networking event that just happened last week here.
Oh, okay. That's not what I'm talking about. That shit's boring.
Yeah, it was more
business.
Yeah, I did not attend.
Yeah. Fuck that.
It's a pay event thing. You got to go
pay
for it. They get.
All right,
you have to pay to go.
I guess that's the same as MJ.
Yeah, like you got to pay. They got speakers. You get all the mingling stuff.
Right. Okay.
You got to listen to somebody that paid to be the title sponsor talk.
Right. So yeah, that's not me at all. That's an ixnay for me, eh?
There have been a few companies that have run. I mean, they're more aligned as a bud tender event. So it's something for people that work in the industry, and there'll be a bunch of reps with booths, prizes and games and all that kind of stuff.
That sounds
they
bad.
had one that was like a putt and puff. It was mini golf and this thing all wrapped in one.
A pet and puff?
Putt.
Oh, putt and
like
puff.
Golf.
Okay, pet and puff. I was thinking it was like a swingers club or something. Just pet and puff. Yeah. Come here and meet your next girlfriend.
Good money. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking more of like I want something where it's like music.
Open public.
Yeah, music. Like an open, like we can smoke here. So, give us some live music, some booths, somewhere to smoke. That's what I'd be talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and that's the part that see any of it. I think because like we just had a big change in provincial government here,
Yeah.
and there's lots of conversation and some of that stuff changing anyways. Consumption sites and
Being
such
one of them?
being able to yeah and being able to like because technically right now you're not allowed to consume can like even for cannabis beverages. I think that's part of the rulings is that like you couldn't sell them in like a stadium or something right now because you're not allowed to consume them there.
Right. Right.
Because you're not allowed to consume inside my store as a retail store, right? So I think they have to like build this framework is the issue. But they're talking about doing it. And as soon as that happens, I don't know how we don't start to get festivals and stuff where consumption's
Right.
allowed.
Right.
Age
Right.
restriction. It might piss off some 18-year-olds because like in our province it's 19, for
Oh, well.
instance.
Is it in our province?
Yeah, to purchase. It's why like if I've got a kid
Not alcohol though, right?
and 19, not alcohol, not vapes or cigarettes, we're all 18.
But
on
weed
that,
is
but
19?
cannabis is 19.
You serious? I had no idea.
Conservative
God,
government. I don't know what to tell you. They put it in place.
that makes no
I don't
sense.
know why.
Okay,
No, we're
anyways.
18 on everything else, but whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Such an arbitrary
So,
number,
but-
anyways.
Yeah. So that's why, like, if some 18-year-old wants to buy a vape, I have to do it outside. I have to give it to them. They can't come.
Oh my god.
Age-gated. Yeah.
Wow.
Because you can buy vapes, but it's like can't come into the weed store when I don't even have weed on display.
Wow.
That's another.
Yeah, because it's legal to sell them a vape, but they can't come into the weed store, so you'd have to sell it out on the street. Just wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they can't come inside.
Right.
It's not
right.
even that I can let them in and there. The rule is that they're not allowed to enter. So like I come in and ID them, they're not 18 or 19, they have to leave. So it's just such a
What a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. Huh. I didn't know.
situation.
Got to be 21 to buy, Lance says. Yeah. And I get that. It's just in our province, it's 18 to go to the bar, to purchase cigarettes, buy alcohol, vote.
Yeah.
You're an adult. Yeah, you're an adult. The legal age is 18. So then to say it's 19 for weed, yeah, whatever.
It would make 19 makes sense in Ontario because their drinking age.
Their drinking age is 19. Yeah, same as Saskatchewan,
So
is
that
it
makes
not?
sense. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Morning, Dave. Morning, everybody. Thanks everyone for joining. Weedaholic, I see you here too. Jay Mantis. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're just hashing out. Hey, pun intended. We're just hashing out weed, man. Just hashing out a little herb. We're smoking about it, having a good time. Little wakey bakey, chicken steaky. I think Highly Motivated will be going live at least once a month. To be honest with you, these are fun. I enjoy this. Sit down and chat. It's pretty much what we do in a podcast, but in a live format. So you can expect this. Maybe we make a date, even like the last maybe the third Friday of every month or something. That's what this is.
Yeah. We either lead it off as such or we stay with what we're doing.
Yeah. I'm really good at over promising and under delivering. So let's bring elephants. Can we have elephants? And we'll have flyovers. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty sweet. Hey. Morning, guys. Harvest Fest in Minneapolis this weekend. Oh, Harvest Fest. That's great.
What does that entail?
I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of bud. Chris, that's a good question. What does Harvest Fest entail in Minneapolis? I had a Harvest Fest the other day, and I chopped down 2 plants. So I've got 2 plants behind me that are drying up. Today is day 7 of the dry. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Like, see, I'm thinking about this thing, like event thing we're talking about, and see here we already have a few places, a few retail businesses that have also got like vendor trailers or tent things, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
One's like a dome that they build at festivals during the summer, and then sell weed out of.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
Like, yeah, like that's a thing at least, and it's becoming more of a thing. I think it's over time you're going to see it a lot more at a lot more types of vendors. So
That's cool. I
even
like
on
that.
things
That's
that
gonna be
aren't.
fun.
Yeah, like it's just we, especially in this city, there's a lot of craft beer stuff that gets involved in a lot of like the market stuff and the local events. So being able to have cannabis companies be represented in that way, I think is going to be really neat.
100%.
And just like ingraining it, and you go out in an event with your family, and you're going to see that beer truck,
Yeah.
and it's just going to be neat to see the cannabis one as well too.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't mean that it's a straight consumption site situation. Just the fact that it's there and available is a commodity. This is neat.
I know. That's that next level. You know, you get taco trucks, you know, you get ice cream trucks.
Right.
Like, let's bring
Right.
on the weed trucks, baby. I did a story
Yeah.
like at the beginning of the year. New York started clamping down on unregulated or unregistered weed trucks because apparently they were everywhere.
Weed trucks in New York, that makes
Mhm.
so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, it's like as good morning, Ann. As someone like I'm pro weed, man. I'm pro regular or pro recreation, and I think you know we can get away with a lot of this with minimal regulation. But at the same time, I'm also I feel like people naturally want to take the the they want to cut corners. They want to take the quick way to profit, right? And I'm afraid that with a bunch of unregulated, it's the same reason that we have regulated construction companies, regulated restaurants,
Right.
because although these people are providing very critical services, some bad actors take advantage of people, and I think this is going to happen in the weed industry if you have unregulated weed trucks per se. I think it's more so like even unregulated distribution. You know, I don't think that anybody who's anyone should just be able to sell product. It's like it.
No.
But then again, can anyone who's anyone just sell alcohol? Can you just sell your beer? If you make a bunch of beer at home, can you just sell it?
No, you have to go through. I mean, especially we live in Canada where it is very um prominent in like how much regulation we have over consumer goods.
There
If
is a lot.
we put it in our body or in our home in this country, we've talked about this before. You've dealt with this to some degrees, right?
With my own
Like,
product.
yeah, and so it's something that is it's great as a consumer. It's difficult to navigate as the person in the industry. As a consumer, it's we see stuff that happens with products in the states and so much variance state to state, and that stuff, and you're like, I just go to stores and buy it, and I
Right.
get to know that there's a lot of things in place. It's not perfect by any regard,
No, of course not.
but we've got a lot of things in place with things that go into our bodies that the government, again, to make it difficult on industry, but they want all the information. They want to know what's happening with it. I've seen a ton of it with vaping as that has grown, and with cannabis, it started very heavy with that as well too. And they miss stuff, right? Like the testing thing that's being talked about in the reviews that are going on. That's one of the big points is standardizing that. How that wasn't standardized off the top, uh, you know. But I mean, I do know a bunch of people that didn't really know the things that were going to matter in that stuff. We're putting this framework together, right? And everything was based off of we don't want people running naked in the streets because of the weed. So
Fear mongering. It was just fear.
right,
Yeah.
right, right. Like almost all adjustments so far that have been done to the federal regulations have been lightening up. It's not been tightening down on it, right? It's like things like the drink equivalencies. It was crazy. Well, a single 10 milligram drink, I think, was equal to like 4 point something grams, 4.1 grams of dried herb. And you have this 30-gram limit that we're allowed as a purchase limit here in Canada. So how is a 10 milligram drink that like I get to drink like six of those to like get a buzz on like that's something I would add on to what I'm doing instead of drinking booze, but I'm still smoking and everything, right? And it's just like that's crazy. Now it's like 0.04 or something. It's just crazy low, like to the point where I think the total amount of drinks you can get is like 36 or 38, something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because yeah, which again, it's crazy that we even have limits on these things, right? That's a whole discussion too. But it's just like that was a big step. Like they went from you could buy 5 drinks total, and now to in the 30s. Like
Yeah.
that's a
And like
we were really wrong on this.
yeah, they were really wrong. And it's like I get the argument that start small, go big, rather than go big and have to dial back, because that's going to naturally be harder. The thing though is that it's like it was just sheer stupidity, and like you said it in terms of they didn't have the right people in charge. You had the head of the police department in Toronto, is it Bill Blair? That doesn't sound.
Bill Blair.
Who? Yeah, Bill Blair. It's Blair. And anyways, that's his last name. Bill Blair. It doesn't matter. He was the chief of police for the city of Toronto. He headed up the legalization of cannabis in this country. It's like, what? So the guy who spent a career trying to denounce it and prove that it's dangerous and prove its criminality is now heading the charge to make it legal? It's like, I would have understood if you had a board and he was on it.
That was exactly what I was going to say. His presence is still needed.
Is important. Obviously, he would bring a very, very crucial element to legalization, the legal aspect of it. But it shouldn't be the focus of, where was the doctors? Where was the doctor for the medicinal? Where was, why didn't a doctor head it? Why didn't, or there's a ton of public figures. Shit, Tommy Chong could have headed it. He was Canadian once, if he's still not dual citizen. But anyways, it's just a joke. I don't know what got us on this, but I can't wait to get to a point where I can actually take a dose of something and experience an effect. I can have 2 beer and get a feeling that something's happening. No, I'm not drunk, but I can feel something. I could drink 6 of those freaking cannabis drinks, and I'm lucky. I've never felt anything. I could probably drink a dozen. Like I'd be getting a sugar high or sick to my stomach before I'd be getting any kind of anything else. So it's there should be varying amounts. You can buy 5% alcohol. You can buy the 20% alcohol. You can buy 40% alcohol. Pretty sure you can damn near, but well, shit, you can buy rubbing alcohol. That shit's 90%. So it's like I just.
And what's gonna change it is dollars.
Yep.
Like the numbers that have come out talking about how much of the illicit market is still generating and all that fun stuff. They look at that as money they're not getting access to. Right, in an industry they now have interest and access to, and that's the part where I'm like, I really don't think. I think it's crazy to think that these things aren't going to get changed to benefit dollar, because that's how everything else works. I know there's trepidation because public health sees alcohol as a failure, so they also don't want to make the same mistakes with cannabis. And I know that that's where a lot of this has come from, is because they're not going to do anything about how bad alcohol's prevalence is and all that stuff. But we're not going to do anything about it. But we see this as a failure. So we're the younger kid that's taking shit for what the older kid did, even though we're older, technically. It's just because we're getting the new framework. But I think that that conversation about edibles and cap limits, all that stuff is so big. Such a big conversation.
Alcohol is kind of
is being thrown at it like crazy.
Right. And like alcohol's kind of that example of like, once you go big, it's hard to go back. Right? Because they tried to go back. No, right. There was a prohibition area. They did try, and it was perhaps that wasn't the right way to go about it. But yeah. Yo, what's up, buddy? Love. Dave S says purchase limits are a joke. Most dispos have workarounds or simply do multiple transactions. Yeah, you go in, you buy it, you walk out, you turn around, you go back in because it's purchase, or what is it? What's the actual, like, the actual rule? Like, so much per purchase, or rather than
30
per.
grams per purchase, and then that's a person's technical, like if you get pulled
Carrying
over
limit,
and
possession
yeah,
limit.
it's
Yeah,
also you're carrying on it. Yeah. So that's where that is I can't sell you more than what you're allowed to hold.
right.
So again, if somebody leaves and then comes back 5 minutes later, there's like,
Well, you take it, you go home, you come back. You know, you're just doing multiple. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not even illegal. Because you can have more at your home than you can have in your travels, and it's a ridiculous law. At least I can. It's like I can travel with X amount, but I can have in my house an X amount, and then I can have an X amount on my person, X amount when I travel. It's just like 0 when I go to America. But yeah, it's different amounts. It's hard to keep up with. It's hard. It's a pain in the butt.
yeah, I think you've probably got a better chance of getting an exclusion with medical to go into the States one day before we're going to see like recreational framework out of the US.
I don't know.
It's such a mess.
It is a mess. I don't even know. Dave says, I've never had to leave. They just talk about it and end up ringing me up again. Yeah, right. Exactly. Just ching, ching. Limits are stupid, but when you grow multiple plants, that harvest ounces and pounds per plant. Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, I got plants harvest, like I said, right here. I can't wait to trim them up. It's gonna be trimming up in like the next day or so. Oh, my dog's scared. Contractors just arrived. Dog's trying to get into my studio.
Mm-hmm.
This is her safe space. Over the course of like the last couple weeks, she's just sat right here. Hold
Chilling on the rug.
I'm gonna get her. She's right here. Lexus, come here. It's okay. Good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. Sorry. She's so nervous, man. She's been. Hey, you can't bark in here though. You know the rules. Baby. She's been just a nervous wreck over the course of the last couple of weeks. Different contractors coming in and going, and yeah, she's just shaking. You're a good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. Here, come here. Dad, make you. She's just a big suck. There, we could be on the wake up. She got such a black face. It's so dark in here. Yeah, she just gets so nervous. She's shaking right now. She is definitely not an attack dog by any stretch of the imagination. She'll be the first thing to like curl up underneath the bed and hide under the blankets and shake until someone grabs her and be like, "You're okay. You're okay. You're a good girl."
Someone was telling me the other day that I could write off a dog and all of its expenses and have it trained as a guard dog to keep it at the store.
Oh, really? It's a
it's a full write-off.
a form of security, hey?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm like, I can like actually talk to an accountant and be like, that's a terrible idea.
Lexus,
we
no.
really need to have a shop dog, period, and to also not have to pay for it would be great.
Right. Yeah, of course. That'd be fantastic. And then have security at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sweet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Home is changing on her. Yeah. We got the patio doors and put a new set of stairs into the backyard, and completely foreign to her. Like that, she's like, what the heck is this? Didn't trust the door. Wouldn't go down the stairs. Yeah, it was a change, but she's getting through it. It's gonna be nice now. She can just run right from the kitchen outside. No more going around to the gate. And yeah, you're gonna have to come see it. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm the patio door situation. I mean, you're doing a lot of change there, but that's just gonna be so great.
Ugh, yeah, so great. Sorry, working in tons of brand new stuff. Seems seed shops in our state, Minnesota, are getting online sales shut down. Credit card processing issues, I think. Yeah, MasterCard is like completely declined almost all transactions when it comes to seeds. Actually, we can't say that word here. When it comes to purchasing genetics, it's unfortunate, but it was inevitable. You know, it started. I remember when we were using Attitude Bean Bank. They were really good, and then all of a sudden, all their payment processors began to pull out, and then you couldn't get genetics from them. It was so hard. But that's yeah.
They they let us here, obviously, in Canada, but the rates are astronomical.
It
it's
is
crazy for online processing. Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons why it's not as prolific, because it's just you can't. It's hard to run a cost-effective model.
Right. Right. The times will change, my brother. As we, of course, right, as we get more and closer, will we just celebrate 5 years? 5 years of recreation? In October.
Yeah.
October, 2 days ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it reminds you how new this is.
That's just it.
Because
5 years.
In my level, it's only been under 3 of that smaller guys have been able to participate in this.
Right.
So, things are fresh.
Very fresh. And I'm happy to be a part of it right now. So early, right?
Yeah, it's better to not be.
That's right. Well, hell of a conversation, man. Should probably go deal with these contractors now that they're here. Go pick up some drywall. And I'll be posting a video either today or tomorrow over on my main channel. And Highly Motivated will be back next week. Same place, same time. You guys know how it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. Much appreciated. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button for us so we know that was something that you guys enjoyed. Have yourselves a great weekend, and we will.
I'm talking.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah.
go ahead.
I'm on the radio on Sunday.
What?
On CJOB, if you're local, on the early morning show, talking about the 5-year anniversary and such there. So
let's go.
If you're in the area or online, I'll be doing that on Sunday morning.
CJOB in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are doing any online shopping and you want to check things out, if you're in Canada, go to Black Tie. What is it? BlackTieCanna.com?
Yeah, BlackTieCannabis.ca.
BlackTieCannabis.ca. Make sure you guys check that out.
Just getting stuff up, accessories and all that's coming up pretty soon, but our cannabis lineup's on there, all that fun stuff.
Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys for watching. Buddy Love, Kev, thank you guys. Speedy Burst, thanks for joining the Wake and Bake. Dave, Ashley, thank you guys. Much love. See you next week.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody.